Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Northendzone Ute. It's an NBA playoff second round, and man, we have some great series going on right now. Everything's tied up at 1, and man, there's a lot of good basketball, including the Golden State Warriors against the San Antonio Spurs. Wow, that backcourt is on fire. Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, those guys are playing out of their mind, and what a backcourt. But the big reason I want to get on here today, I've been inspired by Mark Jackson, because I believe last night in his press conference he kind of repeated something he said before in the past. He says, call my bluff. This is the best shooting backcourt in NBA history, I believe are his words, or somewhere close to that. And, I love these players, and they make the game fun to watch. They're exciting, great shooters, no doubt about it. But when you make these proclamations like that, when these guys are young and they have a long way to go, it's, a very boastful thing to do. But I guess Mark Jackson's a pretty boastful guy. And here in Utah, Mark Jackson has a history. He played here in his latter days of his career with Utah and backed up John Stockton. And I tell you what, there's a lot of fans here, including myself, that don't have a lot of love for Mark Jackson. There's a lot of rumors, stories saying in the locker room he wasn't the great guy bringing the team together. He was dividing the locker room. He was kind of pitting some young guys against Stockton. And I don't think he was ever successful, but from what I hear, he really tried. Guys like Karolinko telling Karolinko that, hey, he plays better with him. He lobbed, alley-oops to him and says, hey, and just try to kind of be a locker room lawyer and try to, get the guys on his side. And a lot of fans here in Utah don't like Mark Jackson. Let's say that. I think the 2 toughest games right for Mark Jackson of the year, or not 2. How many times he comes to Utah? Those are the most. I bet Mark Jackson despises coming to Energy Solutions Arena. But anyway, back to my initial point. Mark Jackson saying that the best shooting backcourt in NBA history is Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry. And like I said, I don't want to take anything away those 2 young guys. They're playing great. They're fun to watch. And time will tell where their history will be. These guys are early in their career, but I just want to bring up some points. Jazz fan here, John Stockton and Jeff Hornacek. Now, granted, Stockton didn't take a lot of shots, so if you want to debate that, someone could probably point and say, "Hey, Stockton shot a great percentage, but didn't put up a lot of shots." And Jeff Hornacek, his best shooting probably wasn't as a Jazz man, because when he came here, he's very unselfish and probably, he really gave up a lot of shots for the good of the team to get other players involved, and there wasn't plays really called for Jeff Hornacek. I mean, he shot open looks out of and just there wasn't really plays called for him, like I said. But that was a great shooting backcourt. That was a great backcourt. There's others, Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars. Those guys were great. Now, I didn't look up all the numbers on these guys, but man, come on. They won titles. John Stockton and Jeff Hornacek went to 2 finals. And unfortunately, there's a guy named Michael Jordan that kind of, I think, took some titles away from those guys. But, even Jeff Hornacek was another backcourt. He was in the backcourt with Kevin Johnson. People forget how good Kevin Johnson was. That guy, if he would have stayed healthy, man, that guy was a very good player, and he would have. Who knows how well he would have done if he could have stayed healthy and played more. He was always hurt, and there's always hamstrings and things like that. But then you have Magic Johnson and Byron Scott. I think they were a great backcourt, and Byron Scott maybe not be considered one of the greatest, but what a backcourt. Anybody with Magic Johnson, and then anybody with Michael Jordan. Any guard playing alongside Michael Jordan, you can put them in the conversation. Those are guys I witnessed playing, have been able to watch. Guys I haven't been able to watch, guys before my time, like Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. I mean, come on, those guys are legends. And Earl of Pearl and Frazier. Again, I didn't get to watch those guys, but those guys are historic. So, you know, I'd say from a perspective, from a fan here in Utah, there's no love lost for Mark Jackson, and anytime he's going to open his mouth boastfully and say things like that, you know, if I can find a way to get back at it, I'm going to do it. You know, but I love Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, though. Nothing against those guys. They have a long careers ahead of them, but come on, if those guys go cold in Game 3, where do we go from there? You know what I mean? If Manu Ginobili and goes off, and you know, it's just, let's see what happens. You got a long way to go. Maybe you should be a little quiet, not boast. But that's my thoughts of the day. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you guys think of the best shooting backcourts in NBA history? Where do you think Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, you know, where do they show up in that argument? Do they need to play more years? Do they need to do this? You know, my kind of thought is they need to do this for a few more years before you start just giving them titles. And you know, but you know, what do you guys think? You know, leave your comments below. And again, subscribe to my videos, rate my videos. Let me know what you guys think I can do to improve. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Talk to you again.